Hey, good morning, everyone. Friday the 10th of July, 2020. Cool, brisk 54 degrees. It was very comfortable. No breeze. This is not part 3. Nope. I had to do a breaking news video. Big stuff is happening. Stand up here on the wall, and I am watching the destructive disassembly of America as a nation we once knew. You optimists, you think it's going to get back together? You think it's going to blow over? Wrong answer, people. We are going down the tubes, and going down the tubes fast. And maybe deservedly so. Anyhow, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. The pictures. Look at those pictures. I'm not getting notifications. Welcome aboard, new subs, but I'm not getting notifications of that. Some of you leave comments. If I don't go back to some of my old videos, I don't see them. In case you ever have to contact me because you have a pressing issue question you need resolved, my email is outpost, one word, OUTPOST, at midco, midco.net. All right, what's going on? 2 huge decisions, 7-2 decisions handed down by the United States Supreme Court. Yeah, the black robe priests were working overtime. Stunning. Let's deal with the first one. Today, 1.8 million Oklahoma residents are finding out that they are squatters on sovereign Indian lands, Native American lands. Can't make this stuff up, people. Supreme Court said the U.S. FedGov had broken some treaties with the Native Americans years ago, and it's time to right the wrong. Shazam! 1.8 million. You guys starting to feel like Palestinians? Well, maybe you should. Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Oral Roberts. You guys are always pro-Israel, right? Steal some more Palestinian land? Well, how does it feel? And a lot of oil on that land, I hear. Wow, amazing. The Muskogee Creek Nation. Yeah. So, you know what I'm thinking? Up here in the Dakota Territories, you don't suppose the federal government violated some land treaties with the Native Americans around here, do you? Yeah, your humble messenger, ever flexible, always fluid, might be an illegal immigrant, a squatter on Native American lands. Wow. Now, the second one. And I tell you what, I made a bet here a while ago. I think I only won a beer that I said, I don't think Trump's going to make it to the election. So I want to double down on that because the second Supreme Court ruling, which has not helped those Democratic pricks in the House, because they can't get his financial tax records, personal and corporate, don't you know? But the U.S. prosecutors can in the New York District. Say, now the New York District, aren't they the ones that are doing the Giselle Maxwell? Huh? Aren't they doing her? Remember Epstein's pimpette? Yeah. See, the time frame they're looking at goes back to Trump's ex-lawyer, Michael Cohen, who threw Trump under the bus on the Stormy Daniels, pictured there, and the Karen McDougal, Playboy model, pictured up there. Trump, you gotta watch where you dip your stick, buddy. You're gonna get your tete in a ringer. So, they're looking at the payments mechanisms, the false fronts that Trump funneled hush money to. And Giselle Maxwell, they're looking at her, but they're looking at her at a time when Trump and Jeffrey were best of friends. Trump ain't looking good for you. Now, there's 2 theories to history, in my opinion, conspiratorial or accidental. You evolutionists choose to believe that all history happens by accident. Nobody made it happen. Go ahead. These are a lot of coincidences. It just so happens that Michael Cohen was on prison release to the dreaded Corona pandemic, and he had to do the rest of a 3-year sentence at house arrest. But somebody with a cell phone camera caught Mr. Cohen at a Plosh restaurant, snapped his picture, and he's going back to the joint. And what joint's he going back to? The same joint they're housing Giselle Maxwell in. Ghislaine, or however you say your stupid French name. Alright, coincidental, huh? Well, how about this one? Talking about Jeffrey Epstein, relationship with Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's pimp, Michael Cohen, who threw Trump under the bus, Trump's ex-lawyer, personal lawyer. It turns out that the Trump administration's U.S. Attorney General, Barr, his daddy, ran a very elite prep school for teenagers in upstate New York. He is the man who gave a guy with no college degree in anything a job as a spiritual math teacher. And who did Attorney General Barr's daddy give a job to? Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. Just nothing to see here, citizen. No coincidences whatsoever. And move on. Speaking of the Supreme Cult, Chief Justice Roberts on June 21st suffered head injury requiring stitches. The wispy, shady story goes he was either walking around his home or on some posh country club, fell. Witnesses said he had a bloody head. They had to take him into the hospital and give him stitches. Got a lot of details, a lot of questions, people. Don't you have bodyguards? I mean, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court just walks around in the middle of the night, stumbles, falls, requires stitches from his bloody head. Do you remember Chuck Schumer, U.S. Senator from upstate New York? Remember him threatening the justices, saying, you vote the wrong way on this Louisiana abortion law, and you will pay for it. Oh, of course, he backpedaled that. He walked it back, apologized all himself, said, I wasn't threatening Supreme Court justices. No way, no how, not never. Coincidence, huh? Coincidences? The accidental theory of history, full of coincidences. So, that was the second big one. 7-2. The Supreme Court ruled that the U.S. attorneys can get all of Trump's personal and corporate tax records and expose them to a grand jury. Now, you don't think anything would leak out of that, do you? Heavens, no. That is a conspiracy theory. Interesting point that will tie in with parts 1, 2, 3, and how many more it takes to get my message to you people. And by the way, are you guys checking out the links I leave you? Yesterday was a hell of a link. I hope you looked into it. It wasn't a YouTube video link, it was a website link. And what was wrong with the one before when I was picking on Don't Be a Bert, Be a Alert? Cool song. I mean, I wish I wouldn't have heard it because now I can't get it out of my head. Check out my links, people. I can't do justice to all this vast, in-depth information on 15-minute videos or less. So, the Native Americans, how did they get here? We all know how the barbaric, brutalizing whites got here, you know what I'm saying? Now, how did the Native Americans get here? Well, the historical narrative I'm trying to recall from my days of back in the day schooling was nomadic tribes crossed the Bering Strait, the landmass from your Asian continent into Alaska and filtered on down through Mexico, Central America, yada, yada, yada. Nomadic tribes with bearskin and stone knife technologies who settled around all parts of the continental United States, Mexico, and South. However, you want me to believe the nomadic tribes with bearskins and stone knives built the pyramids in Mexico, the giant burial grounds in Ohio. Didn't look at that link, did you, people? You should. All right. I don't buy it. I think the Native Americans, if the historical record would be accurate, is your squatters too, on an advanced civilization's land. And I think they might come back and try to reclaim that land. But I don't want to get the cart before the horse. So I want to double down on the Trump bet. Trump, your tits in the ringer, buddy. You are going to get it from all directions. Ghislaine Maxwell, oh, she could clobber you. Michael Cohen, that started these investigations against you in the Southern Manhattan District. Man, that Supreme Court ruling yesterday. How are you going to spin this? I know your new lawyer, Sekulow, says, well, it's a partial win. So what? So the Democrats can't use it till after the election. Big deal. You got bigger problems than that. So, I'll tell you what. I always like to pick on the 501c3 state churches. They get so many things wrong. As I'm watching a little bit of fake Fox News yesterday, the Reverend, I think his name is Frank Graham, son of Billy Graham, had his little plea on TV. If you're finding things difficult and this monochrone is getting to you and you're getting depressed, you need to invite Jesus in your heart. Have you heard that bullshit, biblical bullshit? Tell you people, the Bible does not say what you think it says or what you've been taught it says. Why don't you read it yourself? Franklin Graham is giving him the old sinner's prayer, the old altar call. Oh, Jesus, I have been such a bad, bad boy, but now I'm on my knees. I beg you to forgive me, and I welcome you into my heart. It's nonsense, people. Now, somebody's going to say, hey, you're using that word, Jesus? I thought you did a whole video on Jesus H. Christ. No J's in Greek, Aramaic, or Hebrew. Boy, I said Aramaic without screwing it up. Yeah, I got that. But if I said Yahushua HaMashiach, would you know what I'm talking about? So I'm just trying to communicate. I'm hollering down the wall. America's on fire, people. Whatever words you want me to use so we get clear understanding, I will use them. So, here's what's wrong with the altar call, the sinner's prayer. You got a Savior that can't save. He needs your help. You need to be his co-Savior. Jesus, with my help, we will save me. Blasphemy. Unbelievable. And there is no war between the Creator and Satan. Satan's a created entity. He does the will of God, and he does it very well. There's no battle for lost souls. Better hope there isn't, because Jesus ain't winning, not by a long shot. So the Bible doesn't teach many of the things you've been told and misled. One more other point brought to my attention. Yep, I know it. Chapters and verse are man-made additions to the books of the Bible and the letters of Paul. I got it, but they're an aid to navigation. I don't have a problem with that. The problem comes in when you believe one thought or teaching ends in chapter 1 and a new thought and teaching begins in chapter 2. Not necessarily so. Sometimes they get the chapter starting and cut-offs in the wrong spot. This will be particularly true if I can ever get around to Romans 13. You know Romans 13, people? The 501c3 state churches love this one. All governments are ordained by God. You will serve all governments. You will not blaspheme any government. Pure bullshit. But we'll try to get to that too. All right. Rounding it out. I'm doubling down on the Trump bet. Any takers? I'm going up to 2 beers. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go 2-1. If I lose, I'll buy you 2. If you lose, you'll have to buy me 1. Hey, Mary, why don't you start buying the 1? And I want to start a new bet with Ghislaine Maxwell. She just might come down with a little depression, you know what I mean? She might just, same facility that Jeffrey suicided himself in. Weird stuff happening, people. Yep, this country, down the tubes. Oklahoma, you just lost your eastern half of the state. North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming. Hey, what are we going to do when the 5 affiliated tribes in North Dakota say, hey, you see what happened in Oklahoma? You don't think the Fed broke treaties with us here in the Dakota territory? No. Federal government break a treaty? The federal government lie? Can't believe it. Oh, God damn it. Look at her. I'm running long again. All right, people. Guess what? Stuff to do. Enjoy your day. I will see you next video. Takes time to make these part videos. Got a good one coming up, but it takes time. You guys have a good day.